Welcome YouTube, welcome Facebook fans. We are here. This is How to Kick for Taekwondo Part 2. I made a video the other day with Subhan, and we got all the way up to side kick. We were supposed to review some of the basic kicks for Taekwondo, starting with groin kick, going into push kick, snap kick, side kick, roundhouse, did double roundhouse. And I wanted to get all the way up to spin hook. So I wanted to get to spinning roundhouse, I wanted to get to axe kick and spinning hook kick and back kick. So today we're going to cover those higher kicks in Taekwondo, sport style. And we're going to start by warming up, so we're going to get right to it. So if you're at home, again, find some space. Get some space in your house where there's nothing around you, because you're going to need a little space to, you know, get your legs out and your arms, and you might be moving around. You don't want to knock anything over or destroy anything in your house. And then I'll review a little bit after we warm up, and then we'll go right into side kick and all the way up to
right. You don't want to knock off any of those highly collectible figurines that you may have in your home, action figures from all your favorite, Marvel and DC fans there.
That's right.
You want to make sure they are in a safe place and you're not going to knock them over.
Yes, if you're new, and also if you're new to Taekwondo, if you're watching this video because you want to kind of get an idea of how to kick for Taekwondo, or if you're in a class and you're a beginner and you're reviewing because you want to kind of cover the kicks again, follow along slow and only do what you can.
Yes, please.
Don't try to do.
I'm going to do what I can.
Yeah, don't try to do what I do just because it's being done, and then you kill yourself or you pull a muscle. Because I remember when I first started Taekwondo, I used to go home and practice axe kicks. And I actually ripped my hamstring because I was just trying to do it. And I didn't allow my body to get to the point where I could do it, like through stretching and going through the motions over and over and over. All right?
Yeah, it's just like everything else. Baby steps.
Baby steps. We're gonna baby step right now. So we're gonna warm up a little bit.
Okay.
Just like last time, I'm gonna start you guys off. We're just gonna bounce up and down a little bit. Usually I start by bouncing because this is a really easy thing to do. Everybody can bounce a little bit. Super easy.
Some can bounce more than others.
Yep, some can bounce. You can go up a little higher if you want. We're just kind of getting started. We're going to get our mindset to where, yes, this is what we're going to do. We're going to learn something. We're training, warming up our body. Let's twist a little bit. Twist your hip back and forth.
Little twist and shout.
Yeah, just like you're doing the dance.
Chubby checkers and the fat boys.
That's right.
Doing the twist.
Twist. And then we're gonna do something a little different today. We're gonna use our feet. Okay, we're gonna do scissors front and back. Scissors front and back.
I think cheerleaders do this.
Yeah, we do a lot of footwork in Taekwondo, so I like doing these motions because this motion here emulates you switching your feet in your fighting stance. Okay, so you get used to this. Okay, now we'll do scissors side to side. So switch in the front, in the back. This could be a dance. So I feel this could be a hip hop dance move. Can you turn this into a hip hop dance move?
I don't know. I had a pretty rough workout right before coming here. Remember that.
I feel like we could just transition this right into something. All right, let's go. Kind of running in place. Running in place. Fix my belt. My uniform always goes off as soon as I'm working out. Running in place. Get the knees up a little higher. All right. Higher. I'm going to see if I can get Subhan to get his food to come back up.
You just made me slow down. Take it easy now.
All right, now we're going
just because he said that.
Bringing our knees back down. And then we're going to go a little faster. Come on, jogging in place. Awesome. Jogging faster. Faster. All right, slow down, kicking feet out. All right, everybody at home, if you got a space on the floor, let's do some crunches. Be a little different. So, right on the floor. Go ahead and sit. No, I'm not doing this just for Subhan to make him get his food to come back up.
No.
Okay, just down. All we're gonna do is keep our feet on the ground, fingers by your head. Don't actually grab your head and pull your neck up. Just put your hands out by your head. And I just want you to crunch up. Not like a traditional sit-up. I don't particularly like these. Puts a lot of stress on the lower lumbar spine and everything. So we're just gonna crunch up. Hold it.
You're doing a good job explaining without me doing it. This is working out pretty good for me.
Hey, everybody on Facebook, motivate this guy. YouTube, I don't know, man. Just crunch up. We're gonna do about 10 of these. So I think that's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now, right from here, this is what I typically do in class. You got your hands here, boom, right under your butt. Put your hands under your butt, and then when you take your feet, put them up 45 degrees. We're just gonna hold it. Hold it. If you're at home, try to hold this for like 10 seconds. We're gonna hold it for 30. Keep holding. Keep holding. If you want to get fancy, you can start doing this. Do some scissors while you're holding. Or do these. It's awesome. If you're doing Facebook, you probably don't even see us in the frame because it's portrait.
Oh, I can see you. Somewhat.
Good, we're still holding. Nice. 3, 2, 1, and stop, bring it down. Good, let's sit up and let's stand up.
Oh, coming.
Good job, good job. Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, what? Ha-ha! Subhan's gotta do what I gotta do. All right, let's go through some quick stretches.
Alrighty.
Okay. If you guys watch part 1 of this, you know that I like to do dynamic stretches. Okay?
That's right. I remember
so
that.
let's face opposite each other.
Okay.
Okay. Right leg, and then we're gonna do our dynamic stretches, which is, if you watch the part 1, just controlling the range of motion of your stretch. Okay. We're actually moving our limb. I'm gonna take my right leg, bring it up, stiff leg, and you feel the stretch point, and you kind of slow it down and stop it before you go beyond that range of motion. Okay. A little dynamic stretch. Go a little bit higher each time. Go up. My goal is to get my foot near my head level. Going up a little more. A little more.
I still can't get that vision of Daniel LaRusso practicing this from a book and Mr. Miyagi coming in.
And then I'm going to turn this ballistic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my leg up and let the mass of my leg and its velocity take me beyond my normal range of motion. So if you're at home, you're not used to stretching, just stay with dynamic when you're controlling it. I'm just going to like do 2 ballistic where I just kind of throw the leg up. Throw it up. Good. Now we're going to switch to our opposite leg. So we're going to bring it up little by little, about midway. Keep going up just a little bit higher each time. Try to get to your own head level if you can. If not, no big deal. We'll build up to it. Get that flexibility. Good. 2 more. And then I'm going to do 2 ballistic. Up. Up. Nice. Now we're going to go out to the side. Okay. Out to the sides, you'll do your left leg, I'll do my right. Okay. Remember on this, we're kind of pivoting on our foot that's on the inside, hip comes in, and then we bring it out to the side. So you're going to lean just a little bit. Okay. So we're here. The idea is we want to go out to the side, but your hip, the structure of your hip and your joint with your leg prevents you from doing it. Okay, the ball joint, you don't get much range of motion this way. You have to turn your hip slightly in, boom, and then you can go higher. Okay, so do some of these dynamic. Go higher each time. I have the same goal. Get my foot near my head level. Going up, going up.
So those of you that are joining on Facebook Live, you are learning as I'm learning. So this is all kind of brand new to me too.
All right, now I'm going to switch legs. So let's switch spots, switch positions. So everybody can see. So I'm going to go out my left, you're going to go out with your right.
Okay.
I'm going to pivot in this way, okay, so my left leg can come out, and I'm going to bring it up. So if you watch enough of these videos, if you were taking classes, this would be routine for you. You'd know, you'd feel it, you'd know your range of motion, going up a little higher. You get familiar with your body.
The great thing is you can watch this over and over again.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to do a couple ballistic ones. Good.
Especially if you have memories like me that kind of forget things, like my uniform.
Yes. All right, let's grab right leg behind. I said this in the last video, I don't care for static stretching before techniques, but for this, we're just going to grab it, grab our right leg, pull it behind, stretch the quadricep.
And if you need a balance,
Switch.
make sure you grab a chair or your couch or something in front of you, just so you can have some balance there.
Remember, we used to try to kick with our knees.
Kick with your knee up.
Yep.
Wow. Holding your feet up. You
Good.
Try to kick.
Lower that. Hands on your hip. You've got a parallel stance, which is your feet apart from each other, about shoulder width. And then we're just going to rotate. Rotate around.
This feels like the hula, you know? We're doing
Yeah,
hula.
we're doing the
dance here.
hula. We need to get our joints lubricated.
I feel a little Moana coming on here.
Good. Stop. Go the other way. The other way. So this routine's just a little different from the first video. You know, I don't want to do the same exact thing every single time. It gets kind of boring.
Believe it or not, it's taking something out of me
Good,
just
stop.
by doing a little
Now this
massage.
little balance exercise.
Little stretch there.
Hold the right up, and we're going to rotate at the knee. And this is a typical routine that you would see at a Taekwondo school. Rotate, rotate, drop that,
And I got a phone call.
rotate.
I thought I had it on silence. I did not have my phone on silence. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I put mine on airplane mode. Nice. Now switch again, and then we're just going to rotate the ankle. Rotating the ankle.
I'm going to silence my phone.
There we go.
Sorry for...
Switch, rotate the ankle. Make sure we're nice and loose before we start kicking.
All right.
Nice. All right, I think we're ready.
Okay.
Ready to go. I'm going to grab a piece of gear here.
We're doing a review of all the
Yep.
kicks from last time. So we're doing a review from the last video, and then we're going to take off from where we left off.
Absolutely. So last time we started with groin kick. Let's do a really quick review from the first video. I went over transitioning from this parallel stance to a fighting stance. So we're here, parallel. If you're in class, you'll be called upon to fall back in your fighting stance. Right leg goes back, about shoulder width apart, about hip width distance in between. So if you see me here, about hip width distance in between, shoulder width between front and back, okay? Hands come up. We got just a slight bend in our knees, and we got equal weight distributed front and left leg. So we're ready. This is where all our kicks come from. And from here, I reviewed going into our chamber, okay? Chamber was very important. It's in every kick. So from here, we're using the floor as a tool to chamber. We're pushing off the floor with our calf, okay? Like a sprint, we'll be able to push off the floor. So we're pushing off the floor and raising our knee. So we're using the floor to drive off and help us get velocity into our legs so we can get up into our chamber fast. Okay? And from here, we'll go right into the review of the kicks. Okay? And I'm going to use a paddle to review this. Nice red one. So the first kick I discussed in the first video was groin kick. Self-defense kick you learn in Taekwondo. Okay? Right from here, from our fighting stance, hands are up. We're driving up to chamber. Knee comes up, points at the target. Okay? So if you see me this way, here, fighting stance, knee comes up, points right straight ahead at the target. From here, we're going to go chamber, and then we're going to point our toes down, open the instep hits the target, boom, and then we retract, and then bring it back, or hit and retract and bring it down. Okay? So groin kick is the instep, okay, right underneath to the family jewels, okay, to whoever is there. So we're here, driving off the floor, chamber, snap, drop it. Remember that snapping motion, it's like the end of the whip. It hits, your foot comes up, and just as the foot is about to make contact, the instep area, you retract it and you cause it to whip. That's awesome contact, and it sends an energy wave through the body. So that's groin kick. Next one we went over was push kick. Just like this. And our chamber is the same. This is the cool thing. Once you get this chamber, same thing. We're in our fighting stance. I push off the floor and I get my knee to come up. And the only difference with push kick is our goal is to get our heel, okay, into the target. So as I chamber up, I got to drive my knee further up, boom, and then point my heel and push it into the target like this, boom. So I'm here, I push off the floor, chamber, keep chambering, knee comes up, point the heel at the target, and then with my hip and my momentum of my body, I'm pushing into the target and I end up further ahead. Okay? So push kick, okay? What's the goal? You get the heel into the target, okay? And drive it forward. Pushing off the floor, I throw my body forward. I need all my weight behind that heel. I come in, push, and I end up ahead of where I was standing.
He was just demonstrating, but there's a lot of power in that kick.
Yeah, it's very, if you get this right, this is how, if you watch like CSI or cop movies and stuff, and they kick indoors, you do this. This is the kick that you do to kick indoors.
And this proves why it can happen.
It is, because I'll stand over here, just like I did before in the other video. I showed once I drive off the floor and I throw my body. I think I weigh 168 pounds right now. I throw my body and I put my entire body behind that heel. I went off the frame on YouTube.
Yes.
But you're basically throwing your entire body into the kick. So you're stabbing with that heel. Okay. So that's the push kick. And the next one we went over was snap kick. Okay.
Back to this.
You can use the same target.
Same target? All right, cool.
Same target. So the difference between the push kick, snap kick, was that we're going to actually jab with the ball of our foot rather than the heel. So when I push off the floor and chamber, okay, I drive up and then I start exposing the ball of my foot as I chamber up, because that's going to be where I want to jab. And then as I come out, I'm going to extend and I'm going to push the ball of my foot into the target. Same action with your throwing your body forward and driving in, except it's more of a stabbing motion with a smaller surface area. So when I'm here, push off the floor again. I keep saying this because if you set the tone with this drive off the floor, the rest of your kick's going to be good. You can probably tell the difference. If I just went like this, like that,
yeah.
You know, I could kind of move you, but brace. I'm going to throw my weight, and I actually messed up.
Yeah.
Hit him on the side, throw my weight. So I got him kind of in the center of his body mass, and I was able to move him more just because my body was behind it. I was throwing my body behind the kick. It makes all the difference in the world.
I sure felt that one.
So you chamber up, ball of your foot goes down, and your body's moving forward. You're moving into it, and then the goal is to get that ball into the target and jab it in there and stab. You're here, jab.
So those with kids, you can probably test this out. Have your kids like step on your back with their flat foot, then have them go up on their balls of their feet. You can definitely feel the difference there.
Oh, definitely. And then we went into roundhouse, I believe.
Yes.
Roundhouse kick. And what we can do is you can just turn this. Yeah. We can use that same target for everything. Roundhouse required a little more body mechanics. Okay. When you're doing roundhouse, you're driving off the floor, you're chambering. Oh, look, the same exact chamber. Toes are pointed down, but now I get a pivot and turn. Pivot and turn. Knee is still pointed at the target. Then I extend out and hit from around the side with the instep. Still the instep. Taekwondo, you know, it's about points, so we're hitting with the instep, not the shin, not just yet. You can transition in the shin later if you want to do a little more damage. So with the roundhouse, we went over this, driving off the floor, chambering, pivot and turn, okay, boom. I still have my knee pointed towards the target, and then I extend and snap into it. okay? And then I retract, either bring it back, hit, retract, or drop it forward. So very efficient. I'm all done with it. So I'm here, and I'm gonna put a little force behind it.
Got it.
So I'm gonna put a little force behind the kick. So when I start this motion, just like I explained in the other video, I drive off the floor, my hip is turning in while I pivot.
I'm feeling like I should grab that now. If you're gonna put some force in
No, no, I won't kill
Okay.
it.
All right, cool.
I won't do that to you. Hip turns in, that drive off the floor helps me turn. Okay? I'm driving off the floor, boom, and it's helping me turn.
It's like faking me out. Faking
So
me out.
when I extend, it's the end of that turn, and I have all that mechanical advantage helping me out because I'm going to extend. So I'm just going to tap it lightly.
Okay.
I'm here, boom, and I'm here. Okay? And now I'll put a little more juice into it. Okay? So here, I'm going to drive off. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ah! Okay? And it kind of looks more like a Muay Thai kick
Yeah.
when you're doing that.
Yeah.
And then if I try to go for speed, oh! That was more of a snap because I'm coming in, snap, just snapping it. Because if this was a human body, it would send a wave through all the water and the tissue.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're here, boom, turn, pivot, extend.
Trust me, I feel it. Even with this, I feel it. So.
Yeah, that's thick foam, and a good practitioner can make you feel it. After that, we did double kick. Okay, we did 2 roundhouses.
That's right. Yeah.
So we'll just go over that real quick, just so you have a review from the last video. So you're holding like this. Boom, remember our 45-degree angle. And then I drive off the floor, I do my single roundhouse, tap, and I don't drop till I hop. And then I get the second one. That's double kick, 2 roundhouses in a row. So when you're holding this, if you're holding paddles for your partner, keep them around their waist level for now. That's a good practice point. And it lets people, work with their range of motion. Boom, boom. Okay, so we get that range of motion. And then when you hit, you don't drop till you hop. Boom, hit. So you're here, a little lower.
Okay, sorry.
Lower for the speed. So we're here. So typically, like if we were competing, I would come in and I would hit you here.
Yeah.
This is it's a body shot, and then another body shot. So I'd be pow pow, or pow. Can I just hit you?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Holding them out. There we go. So we're gonna hit, boom, boom, just like that. Let's try to go fast.
Sure.
So we're here. So it starts to flow. So that's double kick. And then we kind of were running out of time. We went into side kick.
That's right.
And this is where we're going to pick up, right on side kick. So I'll use the blast shield.
Guys still following along? All right.
Learning. Don't go around bullying people, picking on people by kicking them.
Nope.
Don't go into the gym and start kicking people around.
Yes. Kung Fu for defense only. No, just kidding.
Yes.
It's just that's a scene from a movie, I'm sure.
All right. So we're holding the blast shield.
Got it.
Side kick. We got a little ways into the side kick, the basics of it.
Mhm.
Okay. The chamber, okay, starts the same. We're driving off the floor. Our knee comes up. This time when we pivot, just kind of like the roundhouse, when we pivot and turn, the only difference is when we pivot and turn, now I'm going to point my heel at the target and my knee comes over. So if you see me from this angle, I chamber, pivot and turn, and my knee's over here now, but my heel is pointed at the target.
And he's got a pretty pony heel too.
Yeah, I want to point my heel because when I extend, I'm going to drive that, I'm going to uncoil my body and drive that heel into the target.
Okay, here we go.
So I'm
feel
here,
it.
driving off the floor, and then all the other kicks, it starts to turn into a fluid motion. So that drive off the floor is going to help me turn and pivot, just like the roundhouse. Drive off the floor, turn and pivot. It turns into one fluid motion. You can do it separate for now because we're slicing it up. And then extend, or we can drive off the floor into the pivot, just like that. And I'll show you from this angle. Driving off the floor into the pivot and turn. Okay, and then we're going to extend. So we drive off the floor, pivot and turn. And as I extend, I'm turning my hip to the floor on the inside and uncoiling. Uncoil. Boom.
And his upper body is almost like facing the floor.
Yes, I'm trying to pivot it, turn, and then watch my upper body turn. Almost like I want to punch the floor. Boom, I'm turning just to uncoil and get my hip into the action and put force in there. And just like all the other kicks, I want to throw my body towards the target. So you got all these mechanics happening, all these physics going on, where I have my mass being accelerated towards the target to give me more power. So when we make contact, my mass is behind the kick. So I'm going to do a little slow one, just like that. That's really slow, and that's just throwing my body, because if I just did this, that's 165 pounds, just flopping at the target.
I can already tell you that I can sense this doing lots of damage.
Yes, if you get this right and your heel is on target, you're good to go. That's side kick. That's why everybody likes side kick. And you do a lot of braking with side kicks.
So remember that movie, Sidekicks, with Ernie Reyes Jr.? He was like, that was his, I think his first movie.
It's called side kicks?
Sidekicks. It wasn't a movie, actually, it was a TV show. His father was an investigator, and he went and was his father's, like adopted father or something, sidekick, and he would go beat up bad guys and.
With sidekicks?
With sidekicks.
Ah!
And then I don't know if that was his first appearance, but he was also in The Last Dragon. Anyways.
So kind of like Roadhouse with Roundhouse.
Right, there you go.
Roadhouse, Roundhouse. Yeah. All right, so I hope everybody's got the mechanics of this. Let's just show them at an angle. So I'm going to put you over here.
Right here. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll give you guys this angle to see. So it'll be turned slightly at an angle. So I'm here, fighting stance. Just like before, the side kick. We're going to drive off the floor. Boom, driving off the floor. Chamber, pivot and turn. My knees facing away, my heels facing to the target. Then I turn my hip down as I turn my upper body and uncoil. Uncoil.
All right, here you go. Side kicks from this direction.
All right, side kicks. So from this angle with a target, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to drive off the floor, pivot and turn, and start pointing my heel towards the target. And then I uncoil, okay? I turn my hip towards the ground, driving my upper torso downward too, and then extending at the same time. So my hip gets into it, just like that, okay? Extending out, boom, uncoil.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted people to see that action of you rolling over on that side there.
Yes, and we can do one with just a little force, because as it flows, so you get the side kick in the beginning, yes, you're slicing it up, like I said in the last video. Kicks are not really like this, they all flow in one fluid motion. Boom, those are the steps.
Right.
But then we make it flow. We drive off the floor into it, and then it all happens in a fluid motion. So I'm going to put a little juice behind it.
Okay.
I'm going to throw my body mass into the target, so all these mechanical actions are happening at the same time as I flow in a sequence. So driving off the floor, and then boom, down.
And I do weigh more than Sean. I'm about 185 pounds, and he was able to kick me out of frame.
Yes, because you're taking 165 or 168 pounds and putting it into that small area like this, and it's jabbing you. So, which is really cool. A small person can really do some damage with proper kicks.
Right. So now we're going to continue on to the new kicks.
New kick, okay? We ended on side kick before we ran out of time. I promised spinning roundhouse.
That's right.
Okay. We did roundhouse. We did double roundhouse or double kick. Now I'll show you guys spinning roundhouse. Some people call it 360 roundhouse, and in some schools it's still referred to Notoban. Notoban, that's the Korean term, Notoban.
Well, I associate that with that place in Germany where there's no speed limit.
Yeah, the Autobahn.
Yeah. So when I hear that, that's what I think of.
Believe it or not, when you're in class and you hear it, your brain goes Autobahn. So there's a lot of students that walk around and go, let's do some Autobahns, spinning roundhouses.
Yeah.
So this is cool because it takes the roundhouse and it adds a little more momentum to it, because you're spinning your entire body 360 degrees before you do the roundhouse. So you're adding more spin, more torque. So I'll have Subhan put this down so we can.
Oh, good.
We'll use a target, a paddle. Okay. Laces towards, laces towards. Okay. I like laces towards because it helps protect your toes.
Right.
So
if you remember from the last segment.
And I kind of cut that out because
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell people what to do.
Sure.
This is more preference.
Yeah, it is preference.
Yeah, this is preference. A lot of people will hold like this, and what happens?
The toes will go around.
The toes will come here
and hit the lace.
They'll hit this hard surface and laces, and you know sometimes it sucks.
Right.
So I like holding like this so that your instep will hit more here and your toes have the nice cushiony area. Maybe I'm a wimp, maybe I just like the extra cushion on my toes.
Yeah, I'm just not one of those people that stick my hand in the hot sand to strengthen my fingers, you know.
I'm not about that conditioning where you're punching brick walls or trees, you know, to get the bone to build up.
Right.
The skin to toughen up. All right, so he's going to hold at that 45-degree angle. Let me go over the body mechanics, and you can put that down for now.
Okay.
So with the spinning roundhouse, we have a couple of ways we can do this. We're going to start from the front leg. Okay, so we have our typical fighting stance, but the spinning roundhouse, typically you'll start on the front leg, or you'll step forward and start your spin on the front leg. So I'm going to take my right leg, which is normally back in the fighting stance, and I'm going to step it forward. Now, to exaggerate this, okay, this is what we used to do in class to learn this kick. Okay, so it's really good for you guys to do it too. We need to pick up our heel off the floor because we're going to spin on the ball of our foot. We need to spin all the way around.
So the more we're doing this, a lot of these movements have like similarities to dance.
If you're flowy, if you can dance, you will be able to pull these moves off. Once you know the mechanics, the basic functionality, you're on it. Okay, so you take your arms out like helicopter blades. Okay, and I want you to do this as you're going to turn to your left and spin, and as you do, I want that left knee to come up. Okay, so you can spin like this, just like that. That's all it is. Okay, because when we spin around, this actually becomes like the double kick chamber, like where we kicked and we said don't drop till you hop. Well, this is that first kick that ends, and then we don't drop this until we hop. This is how easy it is to do this kick, but it takes a lot of people some time to get the spin. So if I'm here, I'm going to do my really exaggerated motion that I'm telegraphing. Hey, guess what? I'm going to spin roundhouse you. I'm going to spin, 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 spin. Don't drop till you hop. Kick. That is the spinning roundhouse. Okay, let me show you from this front angle. So here, I'm going to do my exaggerated move here. We're not going to do this later. We're going to cut this down. So I'm going to spin. My knee comes around. Look at that. In bringing this knee and controlling this, you can control your spin. You know, as you spin around, you can bring your leg out to spin faster, bring it in to spin different, and then don't drop the hop. Boom, and there you go. Okay. Oh, let me show you from the back because you have this awesome way of getting different camera angles. Okay, switch your feet, right leg in front, exaggerate, spin, 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 and this is what you see, and then don't drop the hop, roundhouse. Okay, this is one technique, so we'll show you on the paddle, and then I'll show you another quick technique to do it. That's a little faster. So about waist level, or about torso.
Right, torso.
Okay, and then I step. I'm like, oh, this is my target, just like roundhouse. So remember fast kick from the other video that I forgot to review today?
Yep.
Fast kick.
I was going to say it, but I didn't want to break your...
No, you can fast kick, boom, skipping in to hit. That's the front roundhouse. Boom, we're going to do our spinning roundhouse. So I'm going to spin, 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 spin. Look at that. Knees pointing at the target. And then I jump and kick. I just spun around, just like that. Spinning roundhouse.
It's pretty powerful.
Super easy. Super easy.
It's pretty powerful. He like really whacked this around.
And what we used to do is we used to flow right through it to try to see how fast we could do it. So here we go.
I went down.
Get an extra spin in there.
Oh yeah.
Because it kind of looked cool to us. So we'd spin, boom, kind of turn around. But typically nowadays I like to control it. So when I spin, I'll try to stop myself. So your retraction is your stop. So as soon as you kick, boom, try to retract, and that'll help you stop. Okay. So let's show it from a different angle, right from here. So switch, spinning roundhouse. So I'm exaggerating right now. Spin, 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 spin. Knees pointed at the target. Don't drop till you hop, and then kick. Showing fluid motion. Wah!
You want to go from here?
Yep, you're here. Just come just a little more to get in the frame.
Got it.
So exaggerated motion. Spin, spin, spin. My knees up. Don't drop till you hop, kick. Okay. Fluid motion. I'm here, and then I want to torque. I'm going to keep my hands in, and the more I keep my hands in, the faster I can turn. You know, like if you're spinning something, come in.
Same rule in diving.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's the mechanics, it's the physics of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When you're spinning something, you bring it in. Woo!
That I understand. I coached diving for 16 years, so I know.
Yeah, so
what
let's
that
do
is.
a different, and yet another angle
Okay,
here.
right here.
So we're here, exaggerated. And then I'll do the fluid.
Okay.
So I'm going to come in, bring my arms in. Instead of keeping the helicopter blade out, I'm going to turn, kick it in. And I still like to do that extra spin at the end
Yeah.
because it kind of feels cool to do. But feel free to stop yourself. So that's basic spinning roundhouse. Let's do another version of it, which I learned because we needed to speed it up. Okay? Because this is kind of slow. You know, this is like, hey, I'm gonna get you. That's kind of slow. You know, you might see that coming. You know, I may be slow at it. Somebody else might be able to pull it off faster. But another way to do it is to throw just a little mini back kick. I know we haven't gone over back kick yet, but you're here, and then what you do is you just turn your hip, boom, and you shoot this leg back. So you're here, shoot this leg back, and then you hop and kick. So it's supposed to be a lot faster. So you're here, just go. And it, you know, it's
Right,
faster.
because there's less air. You're not hopping up higher.
Yeah, and you're spinning.
Right.
This is the way you first learn it.
Uh-huh.
Boom.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people will still do this. That's how they, that's how you learn it. And then eventually you just shoot this back. You hear, just like that.
Cool.
That's another version of it. All right. So, spinning roundhouse. Hopefully all you guys got that. If you need more details on that kick, just leave a comment and I'll do a video just on the spinning roundhouse
Right.
and Audubon.
Yeah. Anything you need some extra detail or explanations for, Sean will leave a comment, and Sean will make sure that we get extra.
Yes, we'll put some
Time
extra
on
attention
that.
to it. And, I'm not the best at these kicks, but I know how to teach them and I'm pretty efficient at them.
All right. Was that the last kick?
That is not the last kick.
Oh, we got another kick.
We got 2 more kicks.
What? There's more.
There's more. Actually, there's 3 more, but 2 of them are very similar, so
Okay.
we'll get through them really quick.
Let's do that.
So we're going to go over axe kick.
Okay, that's right.
Actually, there's 4 back kick too, but we'll do axe kick right now. Axe kick. You're going to hold
Oh,
it like
that's
this.
right. Yeah.
Okay. Axe kick, the chamber, and come over here just a little bit.
Mhm.
The chamber is very similar. What the idea is, we're going to take our leg and get our heel to come up above the target, and we want to bring our heel down onto the target. And that's the goal. The target could be the person's head. The target could be the person's hogu, their chest, to come down and drive them to the floor. If you notice in Taekwondo, when you kick, your upper body counterbalances the lower body. Like you have a fulcrum where your leg is. That's your pivot point. So front snap kick, okay, like this. And if Subhan was to do a front snap kick and his upper body leaned back, I would go, oh, I can axe kick him on the chest and then drive him right to the floor.
Right.
So you can either have a goal of getting a point on the head or driving that person right to the floor. But the way we're going to practice, we're going to just use the paddle. We're going to do the same chamber. Look at this. Boom. Same chamber. And this is going to be a similar chamber to the push kick, because we're going to drive up and get our knee into our chest. We want to get our knee into the chest. Okay, that's your goal. Get your knee into your chest, and then as soon as our knee bounces off our chest, we're going to extend our leg up so the heel's above the target, and then we're going to pull it down. Okay, so we're going to drive up in, and then we're going to extend. And come down. So you see my heel coming down. Drive up and drive down. Heel right into the target. A lot of times you'll practice and you'll get your toes. The instructor will have you smack the toes on the target because it's noisy. You go like this. It makes a nice little popping sound. Okay. But that's very ineffective for
an attack. Yeah.
For an attack.
Yeah.
So you need to get your heel in there. The heel doesn't make all that noise.
But that's where you're going to do the most damage if you're going to take someone down, I
Yes,
think.
you need to get your heel, which is a more massive bone,
Right.
onto that target. So you'll notice there won't be as much noise unless I drag my toes through the target to make noise. So again, driving off the floor. So if you've done this video, you've done the last video, you already know. You're going to drive off the floor and get that chamber up there. Boom, just like the front push kick, driving that knee off the chest. And then shoot your leg, extend it up above the target and pull the heel down. Here, boom. Just a little noise, but if that hits you,
Yeah.
boom, it doesn't feel good.
I'm sure it's going to be damaging.
So let me get you to come over here.
Sure.
Okay. So we have the same thing. Driving up, boom, trying to drive my knee into my own chest because I need to get that leg up there and get that heel up there. Drive up, extend. Drive up, extend. Drive up, and then pull the heel down through the target. And you're already headed to the floor, so boom, you've retracted and you're on the floor, you're ready to go. Okay, now there's versions of this. You can go inside, I can turn my hip to the inside and come around, you know, get a little round action going here, and come to the target. That is to get around an arm. Okay, if somebody's got a block going on, boom, I go around that arm and I still get their head. You know, you're like, oh yeah. Go from the inside, so you're stepping to the inside, and if you see it here, I'm going to drive off the floor, chamber off diagonally to the inside of my body, come around and come down with the heel onto the target. So you're getting around like an arm, a block. You know, you're trying to move around the shoulder, you know, something to get around there.
Cool.
And of course, you go from the other side as well. So I've still got the same leg. I can go from the outside in. Chamber up, boom, on the outside, and bring it in. I don't like the outside in, it feels weaker to me. The inside, that feels really strong.
I think so too.
Yep, and then straight ahead, you can really get all your mass behind the kick. So when you practice this, just practice driving up and getting that knee in your chest. And then shoot it up straight. You know, try to bring it up and then pull it down. Just like that. That's the axe kick. Very super easy, really fun to do.
Awesome.
All right, now let's do, might as well stay up here. We'll do the advanced spin hook. Let's do this.
Okay, how do you want me to hold this?
I don't want to miss this because I know a lot of people are going to be tuning in just to see this. So spin hook, you're going to hold straight up and down like this.
Okay.
Now, I like to think of, I'm going to move this way a little bit. I like to think of spin hook as like a spinning side kick that you hook your heel through. If you think of it that way, you'll be able to get the mechanics down. So when we do a side kick, we're basically turning, or back kick, we're going to spin and turn, okay? And if we do a side kick, this is just like a spinning side kick. We're going to turn and side kick. If I do a normal side kick, I'm here. If I do a spinning side kick, I'm here. Look, I'm in the same spot. So I like to think of spinning hook as I'm turning, okay, almost like I'm going to spin and do a back kick, but then I'm going to do a high side kick. But I'm going to hook it through. This is how, if you think of it this way, it's easy to do.
Step by step.
Yeah, step by step.
You got to get the mechanics down.
The mechanics. So what I'm going to do with this spin hook is I'm going to turn my upper torso back, okay, because I need to spin. I need to turn my upper torso I'm going to turn this way. And here, I'm going to actually push off the floor with my front leg and turn my body back. Okay? And then I'm spinning on the ball of my foot that's in front. So I'm here. And you can practice just like this. Just spin, bring that leg around just like this.
So think of the mechanics and the step-by-step as all the pieces that Mr. Miyagi uses on Daniel-san in painting the fence and sanding the floor. They all come together eventually.
Yes, they sort of kind of do. Let me show you from back. So if you're seeing my back, and I'm going to push off the floor to turn my hip backwards. And we're going to do this with the back kick as well. Turning, spin backwards. And then I'm going to just pick this leg up just for this, and I'm going to turn around. Just like that. Okay? Just like when we were doing the roundhouse and we did this. This is a good way to practice the spin hook to get your spin down. Torque, spin.
So it's the opposite direction.
Opposite direction. Back knee comes up. Just like that.
We keep on making these like Karate Kid, references, and Karate Kid is karate. This is Taekwondo.
I know, everybody does that.
But it's like who cannot remember wax on, wax off? It's just so.
We used it in Taekwondo.
All right.
And if anybody's like, oh, Sean, didn't you teach karate for a while? No, I taught Taekwondo. It's Korean. Did not teach karate.
But hey, it works, all right? If the metaphor works, why not use it?
It's all good. It's
Yeah.
all good. All right, so we've got our beginning of our chamber and our spin. So we're going to torque our body. This is bringing us to our chamber, and our chamber is this. Woo! And coming around.
All right, I think you need to back up a little bit.
Yeah, and this will actually go up high.
Because I'm like, you're almost hooking my face on that.
Well,
one, so.
the spin hook is for the head. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
really, you want to hit somebody in the head. And yes, I've accidentally knocked out people with the spin hook because we used to do something called the sacrifice spin hook where you throw the spin hook and then you drop to the floor so you don't get hit. You just, boom, you drop to the floor and then you don't get a counter attack and knock someone out just like that. It works. So, push off the floor, get my hip to turn, and then I'm going to start spinning. And then think of it like this. As I turn around, and I'm spinning and my leg comes off the ground, just before your head's going to come around and you're going to see the target as you're spinning. Okay, you're coming around, get your head over your shoulder, look, you'll see the target. Your leg is up, and I want you to throw a side kick just before the target, Just bring it up, boom, throw that side kick. Once you throw the side kick, just like that, you hook it, you pull it through. So you throw your side kick, boom, and you hook it through. And your spin will carry you the rest of the way. So a lot of people make it more complex. They're like, oh yeah, you gotta spin, and then you gotta really hook that through. No, throw a side kick just before the target and hook it through. So you can make this kick very efficient. You can spin very tight. Side kick. Okay. Torque, spin tight, side kick, and then hook it through. Okay, so if this is up here, I spin really tight, side kick, and then hook it through. And then if I'm spinning good, if I'm spinning with a good velocity, I come back around. Here, all I'm doing is I'm throwing a side kick just before the target, hooking it through, and my momentum is allowing me to finish that. Like the paddle's all bent now. So I'm torquing, all flowy, and then I'm gonna either come around like this, okay, to exaggerate, coming around like this, side kick, or I can be tight and throw it up. That's side kick. Spinning, side kick. Torque, spin, side kick. And then I hook it through. Just like that. And then my momentum carries me. And then just as I'm spinning this way, I bring my leg in to help stop me from spinning. Bring it in and get it to the ground. That way I'm not doing this constant spin thing. So let's do a different angle. So this is like emulating my head height. You know, and if you're if you're using this kick, you should be able to kick to your own head height and come over this way a little more. Okay, so I'm here, torque, keep tight, side kick. I'm not going to pull through yet. Here, side kick. Spin, side kick. Now I'm going to hook it through. Here, spin, and then I hooked it through. Side kick, and then I just pull it through. Side kick, pull it through. And then I go, ah! Ah! That is very basic. Let me show them one time.
Straight on? Or?
Straight on this way. Okay, just like this. Here. Boom, side kick. Hooked it through. And then come over here. Trying to give you all the angles. Here. Side kick. Side kick. And then hook it through.
If you don't hold it tight, it goes flying.
So this is a really cool kick to do if you can get the mechanics of it. Spinning, this is the spin tight. Boom. Here. I'm just doing the side kick.
And for those of you who are wondering why I'm not doing some of these kicks, I had a kind of rough time at the gym today. So I'm laying low and taking it easy. So if you're like disappointed that you're not seeing me make a fool out of myself.
But he's still holding, so it's working out.
Yeah.
He can hold the paddles.
All right.
Everybody feel good with spinning hook? I know everybody's got it down.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it, different angle. Let's do back two. So hopefully I'm in the frame, kind of, sort of.
Yep, you're in frame. You're in frame.
Okay, I'm in the frame. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin. I'm torquing off the floor and turning this way. You'll see me torque. And then I'm going to, if I exaggerate this, bringing this around, side kick. Here, torque, bringing this around, side kick. Subhan's trying to get extra space here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to spin. This is the tight one where I spin, side kick. And then I'm going to hook it through, spin, and then hook it through. Boom, and I bring it all the way back and land. Okay. Remember, replay the video.
There's replay. Yeah.
Just replay. I mean,
He just likes to redo the kicks because he's getting an exercise.
I am getting exercise.
Workout out of it.
plus if I throw one that sucks the first time, I want to redeem myself. So I'll keep going until I feel I got a good kick. Then, oh, let's end on that note. I got a good kick.
So do we have one last kick, or was that the last kick?
We have, let's do back kick.
Back kick. Okay.
Okay, we'll use this flash.
Yep.
Spinning back kick. All right. So you're gonna hold head on to me.
Head on. Okay.
Head on. Spinning back kick. Because we just did the spin hook, this is gonna be easier for you guys to get the concept of. Same stance, same beginning. Okay. We're looking at our target. Our goal is to spin true. Same as we did before. We're gonna torque, and as we spin around, all I want to do is have you guys drag your feet or take your feet and boom, turn. And I want your head looking over your shoulder. Oh, there's a target. You should be able to see it when you go back to the target. A lot of martial arts don't like this because you're turning your back to the target. There's an art called tucking where they do this. They literally, like, the eyes are on the target. They're like, I can't even do it. They're like kicking like that. Look it up. Do YouTube for tucking.
That's a real technique?
Yes, it is a real technique. Look for, I think it's before Taekwondo. It's like the art before Taekwondo, tucking. And you'll see them throwing these weird back kicks. Because this is the sport style and we can get away with it because of our speed, Taekwondo, we're here, we're going to torque, and we're going to really spin. And I'm looking at the target. Okay? If I show you guys head on, torque, watch my head where it goes. Boom. I'm looking at you. Okay, I'm here.
Is that a promise, Brett?
Boom, looking at you. You know what's going to happen. That's what I'm doing. I'll do back two. I'm here, I'm facing my opponent. Boom. And my head came around and I'm looking at my opponent. Okay? So here we are, I'm facing the target, I turn, boom, I'm spinning, I'm still stable. Then I pick this heel up, I'm gonna point the heel at the target, and then I'm gonna drive it into the target, I'm gonna push it in. Boom, toes pointed down, as much as possible. Here, I'm looking over my shoulder, boom, point it, drive it into the target. Here, you should be able to see the target and know where it's going. Now you start speeding it up, okay? You're here, you flow, I'm torquing, my hips turning, I'm looking over my shoulder, and some people will wait to drag this foot to the last second. Here, boom, okay? Same thing with the other kicks, we get our mass behind it. So as I spin, I'm gonna come this way a little bit, so, and you can stay right there. I'm gonna go towards the holder. Just exaggerating it so you'll see that I want to throw my body mass. Boom. See where I am?
You could definitely knock the wind out of someone there.
I'm into the target.
Oof, yeah.
So that means my intention is to move that target. I don't intend to do this. Ah. I just bounced off. I want to drive and go through that target. Come over here just a little bit. Okay? Spinning back kick. Looking at the target. Turn, torque, drive. I'm going to pick this leg up. Looking at the target. Going back. I'm going to make this one fluid motion. So I torque and I spin, turn, and hit. Okay? If you spin like what I just did, if you spin too much, you go off the side.
Yeah.
So you got to stop yourself. You're turning, stop yourself. And then if I really want to get force into it, I got to throw my body towards the target. And then you get a little more force behind it. So let's show you from a different angle. So we're here, I'm torquing off the floor, torquing, drag my foot around, looking at the target. I'm just in this position, back two. This knee comes up, my heel is starting to point at the target. I'm looking, and then I start driving, and then I drive my
Just
heel
to clarify,
into
he is not saying twerking, he's torquing. Okay.
Torquing,
Not-
torquing.
Get your head out of the gutter.
That's right. So we're here, drive off the floor, spin, and kick.
Again.
From this angle again, okay, we're torquing, and I want to drive and push through with my heel. Toes pointed down as much as you can. I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but it's a lot of mechanics in this kick. But you got spin hook, and you got this that have the same type of motion to it. So let me kind of throw my body a little forward and throw the heel into it. All right. Any questions? Play the video a little bit and get the mechanics. It might seem a little rushed that we did that, but with the spinning hook, I think we kind of flowed into that spinning back kick pretty well.
So is that what you wanted to? That was it, right? That was the last kick.
I think there was one more. Oh, let's just do hook kick real quick.
Okay.
Yep. So we did spinning hook, and I just want to throw this in at the last second. So we had spinning hook earlier, okay, where we came around, did our side kick and hooked it through. Well, there's something called just a hook where you're here, come up from the back, throw your side kick, and hook it through. Okay, instead of spinning, you're just doing this like hook kick from the front. Not a whole lot of power, but you can actually hit something and it still
Well,
hurts.
with that heel, I don't think you need that much power behind the heel.
Yeah, so you can do it from the front leg. You can just chamber up, and this is like, we're not really driving off the floor too much. We're just picking it up, turning it over, throwing our side kick, and then hooking it through. So if you come over here, front leg hook, chamber, pivot it over, throw our side kick, and hook it through. And then you just try to add some juice to it. Okay, so we're here, and you hook, you pull that through. And you'll see what's happening mechanically. I'm bringing my arms over here, and then I'm pulling them in to try to get some more juice behind it. And then the rear leg, I'm chambering, doing the side kick, and then hooking it through. All it is I want to hit, after the side kick, I want to pull my heel through. I'm hitting with, like where the Achilles tendon attaches, which seems kind of dumb, because if you're hitting something hard, you might hurt your Achilles tendon. But soft targets, like somebody's head,
Yeah.
pretty good. Any questions on that, just leave a comment and I'll go into more detail.
Yeah, also leave in the comments what you guys want to see more of. And
Yes.
We have some surprises coming up for you in the future. Some interviews in the future as well, possibly with other martial arts schools and things like that in the local area. So if you guys know anyone in the local area that wants some basically Facebook time with us doing recordings,
Or YouTube time.
or YouTube time with you guys, with your school being recognized for your martial arts instructions, let us know. We'll pay you a visit, contact us, and we'll make it happen.
Yes, teach me something on camera and we'll relay it to the world.
Right, and we have some surprises too within those recordings once we get some responses.
Yep, get a hold of us, comment, show up at your school, teach me something, we'll do it on camera, we'll add it to one of these videos.
And remember to like and subscribe and comment to Marshall U's YouTube page, because that's where most of these videos are going to go.
And don't forget to hit the little bell to subscribe to
That's
the
right.
channel.
That way you won't miss any of the videos. That bell tells you, basically, it gives you a notification anytime a brand new video comes up.
All right, and then Subhan's got one cool thing he's going to do for you.
All right, okay, great.
Here we go, here we go.
Okay, this is right here. This is also from Cinema Do Karate.
He's awesome with that. Jump spin hook.
I'll do one for Facebook.
There you go, Facebook fans. Have a great time and see you in the next video, guys.
Later.
We're out.